edition of The Assessment. We're here today with Jordan Trombley, who's been a member with Bay Ridge Rescue Squad for 4 years now and an EMT for 3. So, Jordan, can you tell us, how did you start in EMS?
Oh goodness. I started when I was 18, fresh out of high school. I always had I always wanted to be in the medical field, you know? So when I met Trudy Comstock when I was 14, she urged me when I turned 18 to join the rescue squad. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome, yeah. Very cool. And then you joined as an attendant. Can you tell us what that was like?
It was really interesting. Like, I got to learn a lot being an attendant and not an EMT on the back. Like, just being able to watch how everybody worked together was really cool. And being a part of that was also really nice too.
Yeah. Would you say that's like a good place for people to start even before doing their EMT?
Oh, definitely. I think that having that experience before going into your EMT class will definitely help you out a lot, especially with all of the experience that you get here at Bay Ridge. Like,
Sure.
It's just fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what was your class like what was that like transitioning into the EMT role, and like what was your class like?
My class was really fun. I had Bob Elling out of Hudson Valley. I was his last class. And going into the class, like, I already knew so much, like working on the back of the ambulance, but then I got to learn so much more being in the EMT class that it was just overall an awesome experience. So
now how would you explain what the EMT class is like for people that haven't been through it yet?
It's actually like fun because you get to learn so much about EMS, and it's not even just what we do physically, it's what we can do for a patient, just talking to them and stuff like that. So, I mean, it was just a good experience. I mean, I had an awesome time in my class, and everybody worked together, and you get to work on each other too, you know, so you get to have that patient experience, but with your friends. So it gets easier.
Yeah. So in your time at Bay Ridge, what's maybe a call or experience that really sticks out to you while being here?
That's a really good question. I've had a lot of interesting calls, especially with Mr. Shane Irwin. So, I mean, one call that like sticks out to me is this car accident that we had. It was actually down the road by the airport. And we ended up having to fly somebody, and that was my, I think, second time flying somebody. But it was such like a good experience to have, and I wasn't an EMT yet, so I was still an attendant, like going into being an EMT. So that was a great experience to have, especially before being an EMT. You know, so
yeah.
It was very interesting,
very exciting, but intense.
Yes.
Like, yeah, learning experience. So that's cool. So what's your future plans? Do you plan on staying as an EMT, or do you plan on progressing further?
I'm not really sure, because I like my role as an EMT. I kind of like being able to go to somebody that's higher up and be like, hey, what should we do? Like, you know. Yeah. But I've thought about becoming a paramedic, but I'm currently in school for my marketing degree. Okay. So I'm going to finish that first and continue being an EMT. I know I'll always be something, you know, here for the rest of my life, but I'm not sure. It's kind of up in the air what I want to do.
Sure. And then what's it like, you mentioned you're in school for marketing, what's it like balancing your time volunteering with like school and outside work?
So right now I'm out of work, so it's easy to balance it, but when I am doing work and going to school, it gets hectic, but I try to balance as best as I can, you know, especially when it's something completely different than medical field.
Right.
It's so much harder.
Sure, yeah.
You know, because I don't know anything about it versus I know a lot about this.
Right, yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if someone were to come up to you and ask, why should I volunteer? Or why should I give my time to a rescue squad or a fire department or whatever the case, what would you tell them? I
think it's awesome to help other people, and it's rewarding. You know, just like, I always talk about experience, but it's literally it. Like, it's experience, it's meeting new friends, and it's a family. So I would say that anybody should join a local agency, and especially Bay Ridge.
Absolutely, yeah. And then tell us, like you mentioned family, like what kind of bond do you build with the people here?
Oh my goodness. We are like a big family. We all do stuff together. Like, we all have our little groups of friends, but then we can all get together, and you know, we have banquet every year, and after meetings we go out, and so you form it's not even just a friendship, it's a family. It's a bond that we
Yeah.
all have, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
very unique kind of.
Very unique.
Yeah, so cool. Awesome. And then Jordan, what would you tell if you could go back to you as a 14-year-old when you met Trudy and you were interested in the medical field, what kind of advice would you give to yourself as a 14-year-old?
Don't regret your decision to want to become an EMT at 18. And continue doing it. I mean, because I couldn't be in it in Bay Ridge, I went and did my CNA in high school.
Okay.
So I got experience doing the medical field in that.
Yeah.
So I don't regret anything, and just keep going. You know, my 14-year-old self would be happy, I think.
Very cool. Yeah. And then last question being, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Oh boy. I don't know. It kind of depends. I mean, I'm going to be getting my associates, next year. And after that, I don't know if I'll go for my 4-year or my paramedic. So maybe both. I don't know. Hopefully both. That would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
As always, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos. And as always, have a great day.